Hello, everyone, and welcome to Short Rest for Coven of Chaos, Episode 7, the finale! We had you guys finally get to the observatory, Big Bear's Observatory, which is a real place. Again, all of this was inspired by one location. And fought our great-grandmother Hag. There was some tight moments. By the reactions of everyone here at the table, it felt like some of you guys were near death.
I was at 26 hit points.
3.
Oh!
Oh boy, I had like 40 something, so I was fine.
No, it was fine.
It was a big fight. There was too many threats for Nona to just be tanking much.
Yeah, there was a lot of movement.
What is a freight train?
Yeah.
So yes, we had there were some really solid moments of one casting a lot of creatures to aid you all to sort of tank a lot of that damage to sort of get their attention. That was very useful. I think Nona definitely sort of, for the first part, like collecting everyone and then dipping the moment she could, I think was very smart. Sleeping, holding, I think there was a lot of spells being cast to like control the battlefield, which I think kind of aided you in the very end. It did turn into sort of a back and forth of like hurting and casting magic, like the Vampiric Touch and the Wither and Bloom. There was a moment where I was like, we're not gonna go anywhere. This is gonna be a back and forth until it's a war of attrition. We got Alex mixed into the fray and is now the new familiar from Morum.
Again, it makes me happy that our mailboxes are separate from our house. Like, far enough away.
I'm just gonna deliver a bomb, I guess. Yeah, and we got to see a little bit of like an epilogue of what would occur after sort of getting like, there was always this push and pull of like, there was a lot of magic you had now access to, but now it's like the biggest, strongest baddie here is gone, and now there really isn't anything to stop you to controlling and utilizing magic as a whole. And we had to see scenes of that. It's a pretty case closed kind of story. Once you sort of think about it, like that was sort of the end. I will say that when you guys did create your characters, there was like 3 things. There was like, who has the familiar, who has the rival, and then who has the family grudge, which when you guys did go to the future, they were like the biggest fights. It was like, we have a problem with the familiar, handle that. Problem with the family, handle that. Problem with the rival, and that was the big bad. So it made it feel, the way I written it and the way it was sort of, designed, it was meant to be like, okay, you guys get to choose, the names, what they're like, what they're all about. Like the rival could have been a different type of hag, and they would have had that type of abilities. The familiar wouldn't have been an undead creature. It could have been a draconic familiar, and you would have had to fight a dragon. There was a lot of...
No, I wanted Billy. I wanted Billy from Hocus Pocus, and I was like, can I like manipulate a dead dude to be my familiar? Like, what are the rules on this?
Like for the family too, like the fact that, like for Nona, or at least Nick, you made the familiars kind of this like meek, squishy cooks. I was like, okay, so they're not going to be attack. In the club, they're going to be running away. And so that kind of determines how the lineage was going to sort of grow from there. But it's a fun little story. It very heavy nods towards Hocus Pocus, and that definitely was sort of the biggest inspiration.
Blast. I think the whole thing was wonderful, and the Renaissance Festival bits will live in my head rent-free.
There was like, you were very accurate.
A lot of love to the Renaissance Fair crowd. They go through a different kind of experience than we all do in front of the scenes here. But much love to the community. But no, I mean, it leaves it's funny. I've always thought, like, what happens if I wrote a sequel to this? Which, I mean, I'd have to really sit down, because there is some opportunities for there to be a sequel. Like what happens now that we're in the modern world, and magical creatures that were once masked and were all humans were now kind of revealed. The mask has been torn off, and they are their true lineage. Some magical creatures, creatures are naturally magical. You know, elves and ladrins and genasi, they all have access to this magic innately. And that's going to make a new power dynamic in the world. So it would be this interesting vibe of, you guys are super powerful. What could I introduce now that would kind of knock you down a peg and kind of introduce a new power struggle?
I did have a funny thought that ties into another short game we've played. And Agatha would totally start like a mouse mafia situation.
Oh crap, they're sentient. It's like they're wreaking terror.
But yeah, I could definitely see our Coven of Chaos here sort of having a return. I think I just need to find the right thing that feels like it's worthy of their attention. You know, you guys are so powerful. It's like, I cast Wish again. Go away. It's like, that's kind of the feeling I have you guys at. Like, if you were a level, you'd be level 20.
Yeah, it kind of feels like a... Go ahead.
Go ahead. It was actually a question for you, Nick. I was going to be like, what is Nona doing with all the Olive Garden in the world? Like, is she...
I think the idea is that her cooking show will take care of the problems gradually. You know, like it will influence, it will make people understand the importance of cooking right or else. It will deal with a lot of the more annoying chefs out there. And I think like gradually it'll deal with like Lazios and the other folks like that. But yeah, it definitely feels like a sequel would be, all right, well now somebody clearly has to come kill us, right? Like we would have to play characters trying to kill these all-powerful hags who are going to ruin the world.
Yeah.
That was actually part of my thought of, you know, I wanted Nona's epilogue to be returning to like analog horror. That is like how I thought of her. And it's like, oh, and now like, you know, amalgamation characters have to deal with her recordings online, the haunted cooking show that kills people or whatever.
That's real. Well, we've got a little hint of what might come. That's real fun.
It's an idea, you know.
Linked it together.
Yeah.
Oh man. Sometimes they're all stories, and then sometimes they bleed into real life.
Yeah.
I mean, all those things could be. It's like there's a signal that gives you nightmares, that finds your device and gives you nightmares. There's probably Agnes is over there, probably sicking like creatures on people, or just letting them like continue to grow, and they're just everywhere as an infestation.
Yeah.
So
it's like I don't hoard to hoard. I hoard to like draw the insects in.
Right. Yeah.
I just need the one cat. 20 cats later. 20 insects.
It's just a new centipede. It's fine.
But incredible. You guys survived. We saw a van run over a lizard.
Didn't see that one coming.
Yeah. I had the van token prepped for a while. I was like, I can't wait to use this.
We figured he was getting there like via vehicle, but I didn't know how he was gonna appear, like which way, and I was like, oh, okay.
Well, there's not a mailman van token out there that's easily found that fits the scene and sort of design look, so it's the closest I could get. Incredible. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us for Coven of Chaos. That's what we're going to call it, a close to the story. But not to say that it needs to end. Who knows what may hold the future for our Coven sisters here. And until then, see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.